Heidi and Spencer. Good morning, you guys. How are you?
Morning. Good morning, Big J. Good morning to you.
Do you mind if I call you King J?
Yeah, no, that works for me, Spencer. That works for me, my man.
I'll call you King Big J. That's even better.
That's perfect. I'll take it, my man. I know, obviously, Spencer, you are maybe even more excited than Heidi about her new Playboy cover.
I already ordered 2 billion, taking them to China, fighting communism with them, gonna make them a democracy just off this cover. I've also got a T-shirt line coming out just of the cover as a photo on the front of the T-shirt. So yes, my house is now wallpapered in all of these photos. My housekeeper feels very awkward cleaning the house these days.
That's awesome. It's got to be cool. I mean, it's like you said in the article, and one of the things I read that like it's one of your dreams to have, your wife in Playboy.
Not just on the cover for the September issue, shot by the renowned, world-famous Matthew Ralston. Never even shot in Playboy before. Like, this is beyond. I mean, come on. I had my Playboy since 13.
Yeah. See, I never had a subscription to Playboy. I would always just go to like my buddy's house and read their dads.
Well, I was that buddy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you would have been my buddy. I would have been at your house every day after school.
I have no idea.
It was so funny is I was so in it so young. My friends used to make fun of me like, Spencer's got his Playboys, his naked girls. I would look at them like, yeah, chumps, what are you looking at?
Exactly. Yeah, call me in a few years. You'll know what I'm talking about. Heidi, what was the shoot like? You're like, I mean, obviously a lot of people that are familiar with your background know you came from like a pretty conservative city. Was this hard for you to go from kind of, conservative small town, never really looked at Playboy, don't watch porn, into being in it, and kind of taking off your clothes and doing some sexy shots that dudes are going to look at?
No, it was such an honor. Being on the cover of Playboy is honestly, makes you a sex symbol and an icon. And it was such... I was so flattered that they even were thinking about having me on it, let alone having me on it. And to be honest with you, I worked out so hard. And you can go to theheidimontagueworkout.com and see how I got my powerful, sexy curves for it, because that made the whole difference in my confidence and how I went into the shoot, because I was so prepared and I worked out so hard that I was just so excited,
That's awesome. You guys are such, you're all over the place. Every time we have you on the show, it's like something new. This time you got the Playboy, you got the new workout. What else is up, Spencer? I know you're an entrepreneur. What else do you have cooking?
Well, you know what? To be honest, I'm already ready to retire because my wife is about to perform in less than 10 days in front of 1 billion eyes, 190 countries, bigger than the Super Bowl, bigger than the World Cup. That is Miss Universe on NBC, August 23rd. If you're not tuned into this event, I don't even know what your life is about.
What are you doing on Miss Universe, Heidi? I'm
performing. It's my first live performance ever.
Very cool. That's a pretty good way to break yourself in. One of the biggest shows on TV.
It's honestly a miracle.
That's awesome. One thing that's making some big news, obviously all over the gossip blogs and stuff, is you're talking about in the article about your 30 orgasms a day. Is that can you clarify?
Whenever we're home, that is definitely a requirement. I mean, that's one of the reasons I want to get married so quickly and everything. But it is. It is also a blessing.
So you're sticking by that, you can literally have 30 orgasms in a day.
Yes.
Wow, Spencer, dude, I don't know what you're doing, man. But
before that, he has some magic trick or something.
I'm thinking if you've got the website for the workout, how to get that body, Spencer, you need to launch a website about how to give 30 orgasms in a day, because I could take some notes, brother.
I think that's such a good idea. I think I'm going to have to break you off with a commission for that. That's the first time I haven't come up with an idea that I want to do. So if I follow through with that when I get some more time, I'll definitely break you off and maybe a little 5% commission.
Perfect.
And you probably need the first one, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah, I'll be all over it. Just remember, King Big J is the first buyer of the Spencer sex tricks.
The king thing is you already got the big going there for you, so you're all good.
Exactly, yeah. Unfortunately, it's not true. I'm sorry, but I'm kidding there.
It's all good.
Yeah. How's the reception to the Playboy? Are people giving you? Do people look at you differently now, Heidi? Or Spencer? I mean, are people reacting good to it, or is there any bad going along with the cover of Playboy?
I think it's definitely people are looking at me in a different way, because now it's more of a sex symbol. Before they were like, oh, great bikini shots or whatever it was. And now I've gone into a whole new territory of being a sex symbol.
Yeah, exactly. Once you're on the cover of Playboy, it's like you clearly have become a sex symbol.
Right, exactly.
What in the article? I love, Spencer, that you're so honest with yourself. You in the article said that some people call you the biggest douchebag in the world. Like, is that something that you're comfortable with? You own that? You don't care if people think you're a douchebag?
I couldn't even imagine if I was a viewer and that just only got to see like the edited down like media sound bites of Spencer Pratt and didn't see the motivation and brilliance behind Spencer Pratt. He'd be the biggest douchebag on planet Earth if I didn't know him, but I'm him, so I love him.
I'm him, so I know he's not a douchebag.
Yeah, I know he's just a genius. I think a lot of people are going to love me when they read the book Heidi and I wrote that comes out in November called How to Be Famous by Heidi and Spencer, and I think it'll take away all the jealousy that people think that, we're famous for nothing. Well, okay, go make yourself famous. Here's exactly what we did. Go do it, and then stop hating on us, okay?
It's a good point, man. What's the deal with the Celebrity in the Jungle show there? What happened there? You guys it was too much to handle?
Well, we were told by the president, King Ben Silverman, a close associate and friend of mine, that our accommodations would be very 5-star and that, we get some perks that, pretty much we fell for the Hollywood showbiz sell that I'm so good at. I fell right for it like a little sucker. And so when we got over there and realized that we had the same conditions as, all these people that I wasn't even trying to be funny. I had to Google to figure out who they were because they were so not Spidey, Obama-style famous,
So I love that. That's the top of the Spidey and Obama. Then below that, you got like Brad Pitt and Angelina.
Well, just in USA Today the other day, you can Google this for all the listeners out there that don't believe this. USA Today ranked Obama, and Michelle 1, Brad and Angelina 2, and then Spidey 3 for the most famous couples in the world. And I said to Heidi, well, the reality is Brangelina's 52, and Obama's got the White House. I would like to see where Spidey is at 52 after the White House. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So after you're president and after Heidi's done all her stuff, you think you'll clearly have that number 1 spot.
Oh, I mean, it's like, come on, Heidi's 22 and already challenging the heavy hitters. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So the even cooler thing is I start USC to finish my political science degree in like 3 weeks so that I can actually run for U.S. president in 10 years when I'm 35.
That's awesome. I thought for a second there, I thought you said UFC, and I thought you were gonna get into UFC too. And I thought you were, because you're backing like a UFC fighter, aren't you? You're in one of his music videos or something.
Well, my business partner is King Kevin K.O. Casey. Has a 5-fight deal on Showtime and Strikeforce. He's fighting in Oklahoma on September 25th. And anybody who hates me out there and thinks I'm a douchebag and wants to see me get knocked out, I'll be there ringside, and him getting knocked out is pretty much me getting knocked out. He's my best friend and business partner, and that's my franchise I'm banking on for my life. So anybody who wants to see it crumble, tune in and say all your evil little prayers and see if they have a chance against God's will.
Would you ever, Michael Lohan and some people like that kind of have a bad rep in the press have decided, to take it to the ring and let people fight them? Is that ever something you do? Would you ever go in the ring with somebody for charity or something?
I would definitely join the UFC or Strikeforce for, at least $30 million. If Ray Jones Jr. and these guys are getting, $50 million, I should at least get, 30 for being who I am, being the second most famous person to Obama, Hey. Not to mention everyone on planet Earth would tune in to watch me fight and potentially get knocked out by a pro fighter. Like, honestly, I think it would be bigger than Heidi's Miss Universe performance. I think it would get 2 billion eyes. That
would be a good one. So when your UFC deal goes through and you launch the How to Make a Girl Have 30 Orgasms in a Day website, I'm expecting a bigger commission now, Spence.
Well, the UFC, Strikeforce, me fighting, I can't assure you I'll break you off because that has always been my dream to go show these people what these hands are about.
Okay.
But the 30 orgasms, I really will break you off. If you want to start working on, the paperwork, and I'll fill you in on all the how-tos. If you want to do the groundwork and get started on that, you could definitely have a bigger cut. So definitely email me later.
I'll get cracking on that. Spencer and Heidi, the new issue of Playboy with Heidi on the cover is out now. We love talking to you every time you guys are on the show. So best of luck, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
The Big J Show. Weekday mornings from 6 till 10 on Billings' #1 hit music station, Hot 101.9.